Good morning, Apple Valley neighbors. I hope these few weeks of school have been fun and enriching. While I know we are all excited to have our children and teenagers back in school again, I'm sure the adjustment will be slow going. We also wish all of our parents, teachers, administrators, and staff a fun, safe, patient, and enriching school year. This week I wanted to introduce you to a very special guest. I'm sure you've all been watching the Tokyo Summer Olympics over the past few weeks. Well, let me introduce you to Apple Valley resident and new Olympic medalist, Megan Jastrab. Hello, Megan.
Hi, how are you doing?
We're just fine. I'm fine. This is amazing. I think you did unbelievable. If you're a young athlete, you're in high school, maybe younger, maybe older, what would you say to that person?
I think setting goals for yourself is a big part of it. I know whenever I was younger and I first got into athletics, or whenever I first saw the Olympics on the TV, I just realized that the level that people can perform at, and just it inspired me to be like, oh, there's something I can do at this level. It's televised on TV, the greats are all on there, and it really inspired me to continue with sport and to see what I'm good at. And on those low days, I think it's some of the most challenging parts, because you're questioning if you're good enough, if you're going to ever get out of it, why am I doing this? Is it for my parents? Is it for the team, friends, whatever it is? But in the long run, if you got into it and you fell in love with it in the beginning, that it will get better, and it just might take some time.
Yeah, and that's really interesting, because that's good motivation and good advice. And it not only is it in sports, but it's also in workplace, business, everything. That's life, right? And I think it trains you really well for that.
Yeah, it just takes time, and you just have to understand what your goals are and why you got into it in the first place.
Very good. Excellent advice. Thank you for that.
Of course.
Appreciate it. I talked more with Megan about her experience in the sport and her Olympic accomplishments in a full interview. To watch it in its entirety, visit applevalley.tv. She has some incredible, inspiring stories to share, so please tune in. In other news, the Town Council recently appointed Ms. Regina Witherspoon Bell to serve on the Community Development Citizens Advisory Committee, CDCAC, and Mr. Tom Hogerman to serve on the Historical Advisory Committee. The CDCAC advises the Town Council on how to best allocate federal block grants for local business support, housing programs, and nonprofit social services. The Historical Advisory Committee advises the Town Council on the designation of points of historical interest and the promotion of the history and culture of Apple Valley. We want to thank them for their volunteer service to our community. Earlier this month, the town hosted National Night Out at Civic Center Park, and we had a blast as families and kids came out to shake hands with our public safety officials and first responders, and had a chance to see fire trucks, patrol vehicles, helicopters, and more. Thank you to all who joined us. As an update on the recent announcement by Providence Healthcare to close St. Mary's Medical Center, please know that your town council and I are very concerned with this matter and its impact to our community. Let me reiterate that we are supportive of the new regional hospital and the partnership between Providence and Kaiser. But we are extremely concerned that this partnership inevitably means the loss of our local hospital and emergency room. The impact to the health and safety of our residents cannot be overstated, not to mention the economic impacts of losing one of our largest employers in our community, and its impact on our businesses and neighborhoods if doctors, nurses, and staff begin to relocate their offices and residences outside of Apple Valley. We will be discussing this matter further at our next meeting on August 24th at 6:30 p.m. We invite the community to come and join the discussion. Finally, we are back with 3 of our largest community events of the year. First, the town is working with the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce to host our first in-person State of the Town luncheon in 2 years. And we couldn't be more excited. The event is this Wednesday, August 18th at 11 a.m. at the town's conference center. Get your tickets now by visiting ghdcc.com. If you can't join us, don't worry. We'll be sure to share it online later that day. Second, Community Cleanup Day is back on September 18th. Recruit some friends or a club or a church or a team and come out and help clean our town. More details will be shared over the coming weeks. And finally, start training for the return of the High Desert's only triathlon. The Apple Valley Reverse Tri returns to Civic Center Park on Saturday, September 25th. Categories this year include individual triathlon, triathlon relay, kids triathlon, and a standalone 5K run. Visit av.town/reverse-tri to register. That's all for this week. Stay safe, stay healthy, Apple Valley.